All right, what's going on, everybody? Today is going to be the posting of the first episode of Enemy Stand Users, which is going to be the little podcast slash anime videos that me and my girlfriend Jill are going to do. Jill, you can say hello. You're going to want to talk into the mic.
Hello.
So basically what we're going to do during these videos is just kind of, we have a couple of topics and we're just going to kind of go over them. We never claim to be super in-depth anime analysis. I'm not going to go over like music unless I just think like, wow, that music is good. I'm not going to go into every animation detail or even the studio. But yeah, this is just sort of for fun. This is just stuff that we can post because we like anime. So today, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be talking about our 3x3s, our anime 3x3s, but the category for this is going to be our top 9 anime of all time, and then just kind of giving a little bit of an explanation. So how that's going to go is I will start with mine, which during this will have like a thing on screen. So it'll show you the 9, and I'm going to go in order from the top row, left to right, and work my way down. So the first one that you can obviously see is Haikyuu. Haikyuu is an anime for volleyball that I discovered at the height of COVID and quarantine, and I was like, damn, I really need an anime to watch, and I want it to be something new and something I haven't really done before. So I was like, I'm definitely going to watch a sports anime. And I'm going through Netflix and I'm looking at a bunch of different things, and I was like, none of this seems appealing. And then finally I was like, fuck it. I've heard tons of anime YouTubers talk about Haikyuu. So I was like, finally, whatever, I'm going to do Haikyuu. I am caught up to everything that is in the anime. I don't really have too much time to read manga, so I'm not up to date on anything in the manga. But anime-wise, I have watched everything. It is absolutely amazing. I love learning about who the characters are. I love learning about the different teams and kind of the different struggles of what they're doing and why they're doing it. I don't know if you have anything to weigh in on that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but he's really trying to get me into it, and I might. But we're getting rid of our Netflix soon.
I'm looking at the mic thing that whatever you said at the end definitely got cut off, but it's fine. We'll just have to talk more into the mic. I got to figure out more settings for this. But the next one obviously is Dragon Ball. Now it's not just Dragon Ball Super as the picture would suggest. It's Dragon Ball as a whole in the series. Ever since the beginning, when Goku was just a kid, to now in Super, where he's literally training to be an angel and Vegeta's training to be a god of destruction. It is absolutely insane to see where the series has gone. It was one that I woke up every Saturday morning and watched. I think it was like CW 4 Kids or something like that, and I would just watch every episode of Dragon Ball that I could, even though they would just replay it because they only had a license up to so long. They would do like the Frieza arc and then reset all the way back to when Vegeta first landed on planet Earth. It has been an integral part in what's made me want to watch anime. So it definitely had to make the list. The next one after that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, once again as the entire series. And whether or not I decide to add the video for this into the podcast itself, Jill is also wearing a Stardust Crusaders shirt as well. I recently made her watch JoJo's. She seemed to love it, I'm assuming.
I did, that is for sure. It would be in my 9x9, 3x3, but I made it like such a long time ago before I even watched JoJo's, so it is really good.
So yeah, but honestly, Giorno's season, so we're talking Golden Wind, I believe is what the exact name of it was called, was one of the best. I loved all of it, especially Jotaro's. Once stands really started to solidify themselves in it, I think I got really, really into JoJo's. Like I loved Hamon, but it was a little bit boring knowing stands existed, and then kind of getting into the whole aspect of, okay, but when do the stands actually come into play?
But I honestly miss Hamon though. Like it was really fun during Joseph's season. That was like really cool. And then they completely forgot about it after that.
Yeah, no, I was a little surprised when they got just rid of it. Like it doesn't matter because they still used it when Joseph was an old man, but it was still something that was kind of cool to see overall. The next one is one of the first animes I watched when I started becoming a hardcore anime watcher. It's it's an idol anime called Love Live School Idol Festival. Definitely out of the norm for what this 3x3 is. Very non-shonen esque. I had a friend at the time who I played Xbox with, who gave me a recommendation, and he said, "Watch this. It's amazing." I said, "Fuck it. Okay, why not?" And it turned out to be just a singing group, high school based anime. And I was like, I really don't know how much I'm gonna like this. And I turned out to fucking love it. There's an app that you can play where it's like one of those like little tap note games for the songs. And I downloaded it and I sunk hundreds of hours into it. Not that I'm proud of that, but that's something that kind of went along with it. One of the more embarrassing ones sometimes to tell people that one of my top 9 is a high school idol girl anime. But honestly, if you haven't seen it, it's so good. There's 2 seasons and there's already a spin-off, and I believe the spin-off has 2 seasons. It is absolutely amazing. I think everybody has to see it at least once. It's so good. After that was Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss I saw when it came out. I can't believe the second season's actually finally airing though, but I'm waiting for it all to be out so I can just binge it. I'm a huge binge watcher, especially when it comes to anime. That had so many twists and turns. Learning about the characters, learning about the lore of the world, and how there's just a giant pit that like miners go down, and they're trying to get these like relics. But the relics are stuff that you'd see in like normal everyday human life. So it's kind of like, is it like post-apocalyptic? Is it not post-apocalyptic? It's kind of weird. But everybody's goal is to try to get to the bottom of the pit, because the further down you go, the more valuable things are, so you can get more money. But it's like actively killing you the further you go down. So it's one of those tense shows that keep you hanging on at the end of every episode and don't want you to like click off. You want to watch every episode all at once. So that was amazing. Assassination Classroom is up here because I watched that, I believe, also during COVID, and at the time I was still an education major in school. She is
special education.
So we watched that. We both seen this one. It is amazing. It's so cute and slice of lifey, but at the same time it gets really dark and life lesson heavy at random intervals, and it makes you question what genre you can really call it. But it was so good. You get attached to every single one of the characters. Looking at the main character Koro Sensei and how he interacts with the students and the life lessons he teaches them, being a giant like 7 foot tall space octopus is just it's something to behold. Like on it, I highly recommend that one as well. After that is another one we've both seen, and we've just seen it recently. We're not fully caught up. We're going through it. We're still finding the time, and it is Attack on Titan. I kind of put off Attack on Titan for a long time because I figured Attack on Titan wasn't one of those shows that I wanted to watch with giant naked beings running around. I don't know about you, but that was the biggest thing to hold me off for it.
Well, honestly, a little bit, but hearing they didn't have genitalia actually helped. So
yeah, honestly, I mean, I think for a lot of reasons they don't, but at the same time, I just saw it and I saw people in high school reading the manga, and the art style looked weird. So I was like, I'm not watching this garbage. But then it's one of like the most well-known, biggest animes to ever be made. So I obviously had to check it out.
For a good reason too.
Oh yeah, no, it is absolutely amazing. The tense scenes, the plot twists, like everything, learning to love the characters, but also wondering, am I gonna lose this character? Because they kill off people that you wouldn't even think they're gonna kill off. So it's absolutely insane. So that show is absolutely a must-have on this list. The next one is Akame ga Kill. She hasn't seen it yet. So I won't go into too much detail, but Akame ga Kill is one that I believe it was one of my first 10 watched animes, which is probably not something a lot of people are going to say, seeing as how anybody who has seen it knows why. It is an amazing show that has so many turns, and you never know what to expect. Like you could make a lot of assumptions and then we'll be wrong every single time. Like there is a lot of guessing you could do and you won't be right. I have read the manga and I do like the manga ending a bit better than the anime ending, but there's nothing that can be done about it except to just move on and learn to cope. And then finally, for my 3x3, I have Fruits Basket. It was actually a recommendation by her to watch. It was one. I think it was the first recommendation she gave me.
It was.
And we didn't watch the original, like the early 2000s one with the weird animation. Not that I want to say it's weird, but we watched the newer, updated one. And then we found out that the final season was actually going to be airing. So, of course, we had to plow through it so that we could watch it immediately, that we didn't get any spoilers at the same time. It is fantastic. The character development from episode 1 all the way to the end is insane. Seeing how all of the Zodiacs interact with one another, their own personality traits, the struggles they each have to go through, because you kind of think, hey, it's pretty cool. You can transform into an animal. That's awesome. But you can't let anybody see that. You can't let anybody of the opposite sex touch you or hug you, or else it's going to happen. So you really don't know who to trust unless it's like another Soma, which is their family. And just seeing like kind of how the relationships amongst the characters progress, it is amazing. It is a 10 out of 10 on my anime list for me. I would rewatch it 1,000 times. Highly recommend.
Oh, for sure.
But now I'm going to turn it over to her to talk a little bit more about her 3x3.
Yes. Hello, everybody. So my 3x3 isn't in any particular order. I just kind of threw it all together. But I will say my first one on 3x3 is definitely my favorite by a long shot. It was one that Joe just talked about. It's Fruits Basket. I'm very like attached to this show. Mostly just because it was like one of the first like anime that I think I went off by myself to watch. Like, I will preface everything by saying I'm a pretty new like anime watcher, consumer, all that. So it was one of the first I watched by myself completely, like, and I fell in love with it. I love the characters. I love the relationships. It's just all like good fun. And I just really enjoyed it. So that was one of my 3x3s. The next one is Jujutsu Kaisen, and I really love this show. I think it's very action-packed and just like very entertaining to watch. And like we keep saying, like characters. Like they have some good characters on Jujutsu Kaisen. And I will say, we haven't seen what's out, like the movie.
Yeah, it would be Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which would be the movie. We have not seen that one yet.
But I'm very excited to get to do that. We've just been a little broke and busy.
Just a tad.
Yeah. So, love Gojo, love all the characters there. Super fun. Another one of my 3x3 is Maid Sama. Oh, I love this show so much. I made Joe recently watch it with me.
Yeah, I think I'm only about halfway through as of right now.
Oh, yeah, you haven't even finished it.
No, not yet. I still got to get through it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, but it's like one of my favorites for sure, hence why it's on here. But I'm in love with Misaki. I'm in love with Usui. They're like some of my favorite characters in any anime. I didn't really expect to like, what is it, Shoujo?
I think so.
Like, yeah.
Shoujo.
So, yeah, I didn't expect to like that genre as much as I do. Because I started off with some like very heavily action packed like animes. Like I started with like Death Note and Naruto and Seven Deadly Sins. So
yeah.
I didn't expect to like shoujos as much as I do. But like Maid Sama, definitely like one of the best animes that I've ever seen, which I know I have like limited viewing, but I highly recommend it. The next one on my list is actually Naruto. I still am at the 4th Great Ninja War arc. I really like it. It is one of the, what is it, Great Three? Big Three. It is one of the big three for a reason. And I'd watch it any day as long as it was made easier to me. So that's a good one. My next one was on Joe's 3x3 as well. It's Assassination Classroom. I just love this anime so much. It kind of had me hooked like from the first episode. I didn't really expect to like it as much as I did because like the premise of an octopi, I don't even know what this guy is, like a monster teacher. Like I've watched the show and I don't even remember what he is. But the premise of him being like a teacher to like really unteachable students and all that seemed kind of strange to me. But I'm glad I gave it a chance, especially since it had to do with education. Like Joe said, a special education major right now. And I thought it was very impactful. So I really like that show. Another one is Attack on Titan. And I think this show gets a lot of hype, and that's for a reason, for sure. I have a Levi shirt. I got like some pictures on my wall back there, my anime wall. I love it. It's so like, I was about to say fun. That is not accurate, but it's a good watch. That's for sure. And like Joe said before, we are not caught up to date, but I've seen a lot of spoilers that kind of make me weary of being up to date.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna get you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, but I'm very excited to see the journey and to see the rest of the anime because it's definitely one of the best of all time. Another one is Demon Slayer. I actually really like Demon Slayer. I don't think enough could be said for like the animation style on Demon Slayer. Like it's just so like beautiful to watch. And I also think the characters are really captivating. Like Zenitsu is like, you know, like kind of useless until he's not. Like until he's like OP.
I know when I first watched it, I was like, Zenitsu is just kind of like a little crybaby. And he just annoyed me because I'm like, is he going to do something or is he just going to cry the whole time? And then he passes out and just murks everything in sight. And it's just, do you like the guy? Do you not like the guy? It was hard for me to decide, but like he's so cool, but he's so annoying at other times. So it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah. And then like another character I absolutely love is Inosuke. Love me some Bryce Papenbrook. Yeah. One of my favorite voice actors for dub for sure. Bryce Papenbrook. And also his character is just like so interesting. Like he makes his own breathing style, like completely different from anybody else. So that's really cool. And then I have two more. My next one is Seven Deadly Sins, which I know can be a controversial opinion or I would say like underrated opinion for sure. Because like the quality kind of got worse and worse as the seasons went on.
Just a bit, yeah.
But it was like my first anime that I like got into. Like I watched Death Note first, but I didn't watch anime for years after that. So Seven Deadly Sins was definitely the anime that got me like into anime. Honestly, it was like the gateway. And honestly, I really like the story of it all, like Seven Deadly Sins and how they're going on adventures and stuff. I really love King. He's like my favorite.
Oh yeah.
He's like my favorite character.
You gotta love King.
He's like really, I think he's the most powerful. I know he's not like scale wise, but
yeah, except for that haircut he gets at the end, that really doesn't do the boy justice at all.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one, but I'll check it up to being the last season, and they just wanted to change it up. So that's what I'm gonna tell myself, and that also didn't exist in my mind. Like this original character design a lot better. But yeah, I loved Seven Deadly Sin. It's like very sentimental value for me personally. And then my last one I'm super excited about. I love it. It is Ouran High School Host Club. And I just made Joe watch the whole show. It was probably like my third time watching it through. It's like a short anime that you really can get into, like short episode lengths of time. But it's so good. Like I can't sing its praises enough. Like I love the whole dynamic between Haruhi and the rest of the boys in the school. Like it's just captivating. And each of her relationships, I feel like with the guys is just like so different, but she like understands them all like so well. I feel like it's just really fun. Don't take it too seriously. Because like, you know, it was in the early 2000s, so there were some jokes that probably could not pass now, but it's still really fun, and I'm still waiting for a season 2, even though it's probably never going to happen.
Now, before we move on to the next topic at hand, did you have Fruits Basket on your 3x3?
Yeah, it was my first one.
Okay, cool. For some reason, I must have been blanking, but I did notice that Jojo's was not
I
there.
know.
I'm a little shocked about that one.
Well, I did say when you were talking about it that if I made this 3x3 like recently.
Oh, that's right. I forget. We've been planning on doing this for a long time, but then just kind of like the rest of the content creation kind of got in the way. Making up the Twitch channel, uploading some other stuff to the YouTube as well. Kind of got in the way. So I honestly, that is definitely my bad.
The only thing is I don't know what I'd replace with JoJo's. Like, I am so indecisive.
Yeah, no, even with mine, like, I know that there's some stuff on there that like could be moved around, like maybe AOT if there was something else. Like, I love AOT, but like I feel like on that list of the 3x3, it's probably at the bottom.
I'm sure people are thinking for mine it would 100% be 7 Deadly Sins. People have strong opinions about that.
I mean,
anime.
it's mainly just the fact that like Meliodas is a giant perv, which he is. Not, you really can't say anything behind that. But then the animation style really just plummeted. Like the 7 Deadly Frames meme at first, I was like, why is everybody being so like, dickhead about it? It's not that bad. And then I watched it and I was like, okay, no, this is really, really bad.
I remember you and me watching it through like the last season. Like, it was so difficult.
Yeah.
It was like so bad in animation. But the last episode out of nowhere was like great.
Oh, it was so good. They dumped all of their budget into that episode.
Comparatively, it was great.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of it for that section. The next one that we have is going to be bringing up our top 5 waifus and husbandos from anime. So neither one of us know each other's list yet. So we're gonna go 5 and go all the way up to 1. They are in order from what we have. And obviously, just like a 3x3s with the podcast or little anime talk show you hear us going on, there's gonna be images. Because I don't know if I'm going to include the camera with this specific one, but yeah, I was gonna say I don't know whether or not to call this like a podcast or a talk show, because it's really not a podcast, because I feel like podcasts are usually much longer, and I guess it's not really too much of a talk show. It's just kind of like us talking about stuff in anime that interests us.
Should I guess your top 5?
Yeah, sure. If you want, you can guess it. You're gonna go from 5 to 1.
Sure.
All right, we'll start with waifus.
Okay, this actually is kind of tough. Like, I haven't seen a lot of the animes that you have, so I'm only basing this on like what we've watched together and what you've discussed.
Okay, that's fine.
So top 5, I'm gonna say number 5. You've been really into her lately. Is Yuri from High Rise Invasion? That has to be in there somewhere.
So
it has to be.
Like, after you guess, am I just gonna like tell you what the answer is?
No, you can show me. You can show me after. I'll guess 5 to 4. I'll guess 5 to 1, and then you show me after.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, and then like I don't know, like the order, take or leave. I'd say number 4 has to be. Ooh, I'm gonna look so dumb for not remembering her name, but the girl in AOT. I'm gonna look so dumb.
Is it Mikasa?
Yes, Mikasa. Baddie. I'm horrible at names. Like, it's so bad. And then I'd say number 3 has to be an anime that I haven't seen. There's no way that all 5 are gonna be animes that I've seen, so I'm just gonna leave number 3 blank because I'm a cop out.
Okay.
Number 2, Deanne. She's a baddie, and I've talked about cosplaying her before, and you seem very into it. So, and then number 1, I know for a fact, there's indisputable. It's Hinata, 100%.
So she already so she did her 5.
That's my guesses for you.
I'll work my way up. Number 5 is Deanne from 7 Deadly Sins. She had to be top 5. I love Deanne. Not only is she could crush me, but she's also just like stupid powerful. She's got like the hammer dance. Hella loyal. Like, when she thought she was into Meliodas, she was just attached to the hip. So that was one thing to put her on the list.
You like that.
Number 4 is Arena Yelovich from Assassination Classroom for
which one?
Arena Yelovich.
Oh, okay.
Professor Bitch.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Top 5 thing.
Well, yeah. You remember the beach episode where she was in the bathing suit? Maybe I'll have to put that image in as well. Like, that was an absolute, like, you had to have her. Like, that was a must.
The obligatory beach episode.
Number 3 is Esdeath from Akame Got Kill.
Exactly. I knew it was gonna be an Akame Got Kill person.
Esdeath is just big titty dommy mommy. Absolute. She has power. She has like devotion to Tatsumi. Like it is. You need to have Esdeath on your list.
Apparently.
It's a must-have. Number 2 is Kyoko Shimizu from Haikyuu.
What? Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense
dude, every time she was on there, I understood. Forgetting their names.
I'm horrible with the names.
But it was, oh my god, Tanaka, the bald one, and I can't remember the dude who's always like Rolling Thunder. But
I can't help you there.
I haven't remembered it. But those two had like a devotion to Kyoko, and honestly, yeah, I see it. She just like it's cute, it's shy. You just have to. Mm-hmm. And number 1 is Hinata from Naruto. Listen, I don't care about anybody's opinion on that. It's 100% Hinata, just absolute baddie, so devoted to Naruto.
You love that loyalty shit.
You really yeah. You don't want anybody like leaving you. Yeah. But like, I mean, Hinata Hyuga, number 1, no argument, will not debate. It is that is the list.
I will say your type on anime is very accurate to your real life because we've been together for 8 years.
Something like that.
Yeah, that makes
sense. So now I can try to go with your 5.
Oh yeah. Waifus?
Yeah, we'll start with waifus and then we'll do the last thing.
Okay. Doesn't have to be a particular order.
No. Okay, so your 5, I'm going to have to go anywhere on the list. We have Merlin from Seven Deadly Sins. We have Yuri from High Rise Invasion. Tamari from Naruto. Oh my god. Misaki from Maid-sama. Is that her name? Misaki?
Yeah.
Okay. And Deanne from Seven Deadly Sins as well. That is my 5.
Okay. Wow. Honestly, ooh. Sorry, your thing was weird.
No, you're good. Just make sure you're close enough to it.
Yeah, no worries. Honestly, you're not that far off.
I didn't think I was.
I'm not gonna kid you. I think I'm very easy to read with this. I'm very vocal, is what I should say. I also have an honorable mention, but I'll mention this person before number 1. So in between 2 and 1, I will mention the honorable mention.
Watch Mojo. We get it.
I am Watch Mojo. It's ingrained into me. It's just a thing. But number 5, I'm surprised you didn't guess this one, honestly, is Nobara from
oh my god,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Nobara from JJK.
Yes.
That makes so much sense.
So that whole scene where she goes psycho with Itadori.
She caught the bullet, right?
No, that's Maki.
Oh, that is Maki.
Yeah.
Nobara. Oh my god. Nobara's the main one. What the hell did I confuse them? Yeah, Nobara, where they have the rose tattoos on. Yes, okay.
I loved that scene. I think that's kind of what cemented her in my top 10, because I do have a top 10, 12, 50, whatever. That's the perks of having a bisexual watch anime. But yeah. So she's my number 5. Love her. I just love a badass female. It's what I go for sure. So my number 4, you did guess this person, is Merlin.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That was an easy guess.
When you talk about badass women in anime, come on, Merlin has to be on there.
She has the gifts from both the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. So she has power.
Yeah, no, seriously. And she's just her character design is
oh yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Pretty fan servicey, but not in a bad way. I don't think service ruins anything.
No.
But yeah, she's hot, she's powerful, meets my criteria. You know what I'm saying? So my number 3 is Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, she's the one who caught the bullet.
Yeah, I had a feeling I missed that one.
I love her. I just love her backstory kind of thing too, where she can't see curses, but she's a badass fighter who can easily take him down as long as she has glasses. I love her whole dynamic with her sister. It's not great for her, but I think it's cool and badass, and I really like her. Okay, who is next? So my next one you guessed as well. It was on yours as well. Deanne.
Yeah, that was just also a given.
Yes. For all the reasons that Joe said and more. I also just love her relationship with King so much. I'm like a huge relationship person, and also like if someone is like super loyal and like super kind to people, that just like kind of skyrockets them. Besides like the badass feature, I look for that.
Yeah, no, I kind of didn't like it when it took so long for her and King to kind of like get together, because it was like what, season 3, season 4 they finally started like remembering, because it was a whole like she was like, what was it? She was like she remembered for some reason that Meliodas was the one that she was like into when she meant to be into King, and then it still took forever for that to even happen.
You wouldn't get it unless you saw the show. It makes sense.
Yeah,
but if you hear it, does not.
It was so comcomplicated, but just watch the show if you haven't. It'll make sense.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so as promised, my honorable mention comes from a show that we just watched together.
Oh,
High Rise Invasion.
Yeah, it's Yuri.
No, actually, no. This is my honorable mention. So she's not technically on the top 10, but she's like close enough. It's Mayu.
Okay, why Mayu?
Like I said, like badass female character. Like she puts on the mask and she can kick some ass.
Oh, I mean Yuri can too.
Well, yeah, but we have a whole other 5 to get through at another time.
Yeah, I
guess.
This
is only 1 through 5. I didn't share my 5 through 10.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So Mayu, she's also like definitely a lesbian.
Oh, she has to be.
Yeah, she like simps after Yuri so hard. And I just kind of love that dynamic, because when she was introduced, she was like a killer. And then like Yuri is like special enough to like change her kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I like that kind of thing personally. And finally, my top waifu, my number 1 is very predictable. It's Misaki.
Yeah, from Maid Sama. Like that was just a guaranteed Misaki for Maid Sama.
I can't tell you how much I love this character. I think she's like the pinnacle of a badass. Like, yes, it's not an action show, it's a shoujo or however you say it. But she is class president. She is almost at the top of her class. She knows how to defend herself in a fight. Like, she is all this and more. And then she's also working at a maid cafe, like saying, "Hi, master," or whatever. Like, I just love like the dynamic of that. Like, she's just capable of doing anything that she sets her mind to. And I also love her relationship with Usui. I don't know, like I see it and like I love it and I'm very compelled by it. And also her character design does not defer me at all. Like, I love it.
Yeah, she's a pervert.
Yeah.
So that does it for that portion. Now we can do the top 5, like husbando.
Do you want to guess this time?
Well, here you can guess mine. I feel like she might get a few, but she's not going to get all 5. I guarantee that.
There's no way that I'm getting all 5. I already accepted this. I've already accepted that. But your top 5 in no particular order, because that's too hard. I'm gonna say Usui, because we'd watch that, and whenever he's on, you love him. I'm gonna say, what's his face? Giorno. I'm gonna say Giorno, even though like definitely not out of the JoJo's, but
okay,
whatever. That's your
okay.
opinion. Who else? Who do you like? This is tough. Naruto. I'm gonna guess Naruto.
Okay.
I think you like him. 2 more. One has to be of a show that I haven't seen. I'm just gonna accept that. And then another one. I'm gonna say Bond, maybe?
Okay.
From 7?
So she was kind of right. The first one is from a show that she hasn't seen.
Yeah, I know.
And it's Alucard from Helsing.
Oh.
I don't know what it was. He's just absolute badass. He's murdering everybody. Yet he's such like a father figure to Ceres. He's obedient, but like kind of because the curse that was put on him. But that's fine.
Dracula backwards.
He just, if you had him in your pocket, you would have nothing to worry about.
That doesn't shock me. You talk about him all the time.
I love Alucard.
Yeah.
The number 4 is Tamaki Suo from Ouran High School Host Club. Not only as a husbando would you never have to work a day in your life, because this man is like the richest, most powerful. But if you've seen the show, you know that he would have no problem making like every day super interesting.
Oh my god, I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, no.
I know you liked him, but
yeah,
dang.
just imagine like you wake up one day and all of a sudden the house is beach themed. Then you like you like leave to go shopping, come back, and all of a sudden it's like a Star Wars themed house.
I mean, like you said, he has money.
He has
That's like
money and creativity.
that like skyrockets your husbando eligibility.
Oh yeah. Number 3 is Kakashi from Naruto. That was when it kind of like starts sampling into like the power. Like this dude he's nutty even from the beginning. Like obviously it shows he was good with kids. Except when he was one. Rest in peace, Rin and Obito.
Spoilers.
But he's stupid powerful. He's a good looking dude, especially when he has his mask off.
I'm kind of shocked. Oh my god.
About
this is like
about Tamaki
no,
or Kakashi?
Both. Like I didn't expect that.
Oh well, just wait. Number 2 is Tatsu from The Way of the House Husbands. Just because, come on, like
you're like making me gasp at each one of these.
You can't have a husbando list without having literally the house husband
that
on the list.
Accurate. Yeah.
This dude not only is just badass as hell, but if you see the way he takes care of his wife, like he has the house clean, he's cooking grade A meals, he's couponing, he's shopping, he's doing like yoga and shit with the local housewives just to like make friends. Like it is such a weird concept. But I love the dude.
I picture you doing that in the future.
God, I wish. And then number 1 is Levi from Attack on Titan. First off, you got to praise the short king.
Yes.
Dude is an absolute badass. But on that, he is literally just a badass. The way he spins around, slicing Titans up like it's fucking Christmas ham. He does not care. He's been dead inside since they showed him. This man does not care about his own life, just as long as everybody else makes it out. Absolute badass dude. Like there's nothing you can get around it.
Wow, I was actually horrible at guessing your list.
I mean, I updated it recently, obviously, as like Tatsu is on there, as Tamaki is on there.
You just watched those.
Like that is brand new on that list.
Good. Honestly, that's a pleasant surprise. I think it's because like I feel like we've talked about like who we like as for women a lot more than who we like for men. That's for sure.
Usui, I did think I wanted to put on the top 5 list. I'm not saying he's not in the top 10. Sorry to burp. I'm not saying he's not in the top 10, but he's just not in the top 5.
That's fair.
Now for you, if I had to guess 5, first off,
he's gonna be accurate. I'm just saying.
One of them, 100%, is Usui. That's just a guaranteed. The other one is Aizawa from My Hero Academia. Another one is Kakashi from Naruto. Then I'm gonna have to go with blanking on his name, but he's the tall dude from Ouran High School Host Club. What was his name?
You think about Mori
senpai from Ouran High School Host Club. And then for a 5th guess, I'm gonna go with King from Seven Deadly Sins.
Very interesting guesses, Joe. Let's see if you are correct.
The way she said that either means I'm 100% right on all 5, or I just shot and missed everything.
No. Kind of a mix, not gonna lie. So same format as last time. I'll have an honorable mention. But my top 5 might shock you a little. Might, not for sure. But my number 5 is Kyo from Fruits Basket.
Fuck.
I know. I don't think you would have expected him to be so high.
Yeah.
I think that's what the problem was. You probably thought he was in my top 10, but probably not number 5. But he is, because his relationship with Toru is so adorable, and I love their dynamic. I love his dynamic specifically with her, because he's like so shut off to like almost everybody else, except like with her, like he really like opens up and shows that soft side.
He really has that male tsundere thing that you don't see too much, where he's like, I don't really like you that much, when he's infatuated with her 24/7.
Oh my god, it's so cute. I live for it. And also he's very attractive. So that's not a hindrance at all. Okay, so my number 4, you're gonna kick yourself. You are, is Sukuna.
Fuck.
From JJK.
I should have thought about that when we were in the car. We were listening to that song from Daddy Fat Snaps. Damn it. It's also, just so everybody, it's not Yuji. It's specifically Sukuna.
Yes.
With Yuji's body, with the tattoos and stuff.
That's exactly why, it's the tattoos. And also, like, I don't know if it works this way, but Sukuna is like what, hundreds of years old, but Sukuna is like what, hundreds of years old,
something like
and
that.
Itadori is like 16, 15. So I'm not gonna try to be creepy.
I don't know if he's that young. I don't know what year he was in high school.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be safe, y'all. Stay safe. But sorry. But yeah, the tattoos and the badass, like, ooh, it does something. I like it. That's for sure. Okay, so that's my number 4. My number 3, I am shocked that you didn't say. I'm really Shikamaru.
I'm actually also kind of upset that I didn't guess that one because that one's been that way for a while.
I thought you knew me better.
Yeah, but when you didn't have Tamari on the top 5, I kind of
Top 5.
forgot about Shikamaru.
I mean, honestly, like a lot of your guesses are on there somewhere in some shape or form. But number 3 is Shikamaru. And I loved this character, like, from the get-go, really, except not in the very first time we met him, because he kind of seemed a little misogynistic. But
Kind of seemed.
yeah,
He literally said, like, women are just, like, in the way at some point.
we're gonna ignore that. That never happened. He was a youngin', and then right after that, he changed because his dad, like, beat sense into him. So that never happened. And after that, he has been, like, the ride or die character that I just love to see for Naruto and for, like, his little, Shiko-chan or...
Ina Shikucho.
Thank you. I'm horrible at remembering things, but I know the gist of it. I love that dynamic as well. And also, like, how he, spoiler alert, how he avenged his sensei was kind of hot. Like, I know that wasn't the point of the arc, but that's how I interpreted it. So don't come for me. But yeah, love Shikamaru. My next one, I think you got right, is Usui.
Yeah, no, that one was a guarantee.
Yeah. I love Usui. I love Misaki. I love their relationship. But also, like, Usui has some really good moments throughout the show that you haven't even seen yet. Like,
No, probably not.
yeah, he's like perfect, honestly. He's smart, he's athletic, he's popular without trying, which I don't necessarily care about that part, but like he's kind of like the complete package. And you don't know this right now, so slight spoiler for you. He's also rich.
I had a feeling just because he's at the maid cafe every day.
Yeah.
And he's buying stuff, but I've never seen him go to work.
Yeah, so slightly rich. And as we discussed with Joe's list, that automatically kind of, makes you eligible for daddy status.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, but like, you have money, so I can be taken care of.
Yeah, no, seriously. And Usui, perfect. I just love him. The only thing is he's a little bit of a stalker, but I don't even care. Okay, so as promised, my honorable mention for this episode is not Mori Senpai, but Kyoya Senpai.
Yeah, I had a feeling after I watched that episode as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a specific episode why it makes very much sense. But I really like his kind of persona that he like portrays. Like he is too above people to like, care, but he actually really does care about you and like your friend group. I don't know. Like it doesn't necessarily work all the time, but it does for him. And I also really like his glasses. So yeah, that's my honorable mention. And finally, very predictable number 1. I think my number 1s are very predictable. But it is Kakashi Sensei.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, no, I knew it.
I made it very obvious through our watching of Naruto. Particularly that one scene when he's fighting like the water guy.
Oh, Zabuza.
Yeah, Zabuza with like the kunai.
Anybody who's seen it knows that when he had the kunai, not the kunai. Was it kunai?
I think it's called kunai. I could be wrong.
I think that I'm blanking now, but
like
when he was doing the thing, when he was twiddling 2 of them in one hand, he had like the finger movements.
Yeah. And he's also just hot. Like, like there's no denying it. Like he is hot, like coming out of the water.
I mean, man has finger skills. What can we say? He has it.
And also he's just like so like he's so sweet to the kids. Like I love it. Like I love the dynamic. I love him. I love his relationship with Mike Guy. Oh god.
Their relationship is so out of nowhere, but I love it so much.
Oh my gosh, it's the best. And Kakashi is the best. That's an undisputable fact. But yeah, that's my top 5, y'all. Like, it's a good choice.
All right, cool. So before we end it off, we're gonna try to do a little thing where at the end of it, we have like a different recommendation that we each personally feel like everybody should watch. So I'll let her start with hers before I go to mine. So your anime recommendation of the episode is?
It is Vampire Knight. I know I haven't talked about this show all episode, but and it's really old and it has really questionable themes in the show. But I love the aesthetic of like vampires personally. And I also really like the relationships in the show. Of course, Pappenbrook is actually voice acted in it too. Not a lot of people know. But yeah, I love Vampire Knight. And I won't spoil anything, but I wish that they ended up in a different place than what the show ended up in, because the manga did go on after, but they ended up in a questionable place for the show. But it's still good. So good.
And mine for the week is actually one that I watched very, very recently, and it's the High Rise Invasion. Yeah. You did hear us mention that one before. It is on Netflix. There's only one season. I believe from what I remember is the manga does go on, and it does go on, I think, at least a good amount. A second season really hasn't been announced for anything. So I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. It might be one of those things where the anime was kind of just a promo to get you to read the manga. But regardless, it's, what is it, 12 episodes?
Yeah.
12, 13 episodes, something like that.
Mine isn't long either. There's only 2 seasons out, and I think it's like maybe 12 episodes each season. Either that or 24 each, but it's quick.
Yeah, so like hers is super quick, and that one I'm saying, High Rise Invasion, is even quicker. The premise of it was absolutely insane. Like, I didn't think it was going to be what it was, just from like the images and the trailer. It didn't seem like it was going to take the turn that it did, but it did. It's so good, so action-packed, so tense. It really keeps you wanting to keep watching it. However, I will warn you, from the very beginning of episode 1 to the very end of the final episode, it is fan servicey like a motherfucker. The amount of panty shots, the amount of like boob physics is insane. I did not expect that. Not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I didn't expect it.
Yeah. And I think another thing too, I wasn't even planning on watching that with you. I just kind of walked in on you watching it, and then like I got hooked.
Yeah, that was the thing. I was watching it in the living room because I just wanted an anime to watch on my own, and she came in, and I was like, look at this pervy part where they do like an upshot and like the boob physics.
That's how you hooked me.
And then she sits down and she watched the rest of episode 1, and next thing you know, she's seen every single episode with me. An anime that was supposed to be just like me watching it thing just became like, we're both watching it now. So it's 100% one of those ones that you don't think it's going to pull you in, but obviously, as you can see, you don't even intend to watch it, and then you watch it, and then it's like, you love it. You love it so much.
I also want to say, if you disagree with any of our opinions from this episode, we can agree to disagree. We're going to be respectful up in these streets. Yeah,
exactly. You got to be very careful when you're treading. The anime community can kind of be like the League of Legends community, which I'm also a little bit of a part of, where everybody has their own way of thinking, their own style. So, everybody has their own opinions, but if you do have any differing opinions, don't forget to comment them down below. So on that, I will end this episode here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when other content gets posted. I post a variety of content on this channel. As you can see now, we have this little anime talk show that we're doing, that we'll do every now and again when we feel like kind of chatting about some anime. As well as I believe there is some League of Legends and Cult of the Lamb content on my channel as well. So as you can see, it is a very diverse channel. I like to do a lot of things. I never want to get bored or have my content get stale. So I like to change it up every now and again. But yeah, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Tell us what your favorite waifus are, your anime recommendations that you'd put in a 3x3. Let us know. So I'll let you sign off as well.
All right. Well, you know me. Bye, y'all. I'm just gonna cut it short.
Yeah, you're gonna cut it short. But yeah, no. Make sure to tune in for the next episode of Enemy Stand Users.